She-Hulk, Attorney at Law not only introduces us to several familiar faces, but it also continues to break the fourth wall. And for today's episode, we'll be talking about how She-Hulk's unexpected This Is Us crossover blows up the MCU canon. Find out all about this and more in today's video, so make sure you keep watching if you don't want to miss out. During She-Hulk's latest episode, they made an unexpected This Is Us crossover which somewhat messed up the MCU canon. How exactly did they pull this off, and how does this affect the MCU? Due to her Hulk-sized family ties, linkages to the Eternals, Shang-Chi, Agent Carter, and even the X-Men, She-Hulk is more intricately entwined with the larger MCU than other Marvel ventures. But now that Episode 4 has arrived, it appears that Jennifer's world is also somehow related to This Is Us, the touching story without any superpowers. It turns out that Wong, or Wongers, as he shall hereafter be referred to, is a big old softie for the program. Who can blame him though? The bond between Jack and Rebecca endures forever in our own hearts as well. But as we wept along with him as we watched the Pearsons' tears roll down their faces, we couldn't help but wonder, how could Wong be watching Sterling K. Brown play Randall in these sequences when Sterling actually appears in the MCU as a distinct character? If you don't remember, Brown appeared in a brief but significant Black Panther role as Njubo, T'Challa's uncle, who ultimately perished at the hands of T'Chaka. It's ironic that another This Is Us alum has her sights set on the MCU as well. It was revealed in March 2022 that Lyric Ross has been chosen to play Riri's best buddy in Ironheart. The Pearsons don't appear to be leaving our screens anytime soon, even though no additional information has yet been made public. But let's get back to the main issue. When seeing This Is Us sequences, wouldn't Wong recognize a fellow Marvel fan? Okay, no. To our knowledge, Njobu would never have crossed paths with Wong in the MCU. And now that the character is no longer alive, a meeting seems much less plausible, if not impossible. Additionally, this is just one of those unrelated coincidences that clearly has no bearing on the story's overall plot. When Spidey mentioned Star Wars and Captain America Civil War a few years ago, a similar incident occurred. The issue was that Samuel L. Jackson had a significant involvement in both series. While there may be a solution to that specific problem in the universe, you'd think Wong, the Sorcerer Supreme, would have more knowledge of these odd interdimensional links, unless of course he overindulged in yak milk and alcohol. He's not the only one either, as it's obvious that the She-Hulk writers' room enjoys these hilarious meta moments a lot. Consider the unexpected mention of Mark Ruffalo playing the Hulk after the turmoil surrounding Edward Norton's MCU debut in The Incredible Hulk. Or how about that extremely cunning Wolverine Easter egg that surfaced in Episode 3? However, none of this compares to Rick and Morty's squabbling, canon-defying appearance in Star Trek Picard, which takes the prize for the year's most absurd crossovers. Since we already mentioned how the crossover about This Is Us disrupts MCU canon, we might as well share with you how fans are upset over the show spoiling one of HBO's hit series, The Sopranos. Now, what did She-Hulk do this time around? Keep watching to find out. After the most recent episode of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law revealed significant plot spoilers for The Sopranos, an HBO drama series that ended 15 years ago, Disney Plus subscribers are not happy with Marvel Studios. The fourth season of the Disney Plus series, Is This Not Real Magic?, showed that Wong was a fan of the HBO criminal drama series The Sopranos, which ran from 1999 to 2007. Disney Plus customers were happy to learn something new about the Sorcerer Supreme from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But they were disappointed and enraged when the episode repeatedly and swiftly revealed significant details regarding multiple fatalities and narrative lines from the acclaimed and award-winning series. Following this, the incensed Marvel audience turned to Twitter to criticize the spoiler-filled storytelling choice. Even though Wong was watching The Sopranos and the She-Hulk episode, he was dismayed to hear the spoilers that Madison, a new MCU character, constantly and nonchalantly dropped, Patty Guggenheim. Despite having this shortcoming, Wong was nevertheless able to connect with the partygoer at the episode's conclusion, which revealed that the two were now best friends because of their shared interest in The Sopranos and cocktails. Unfortunately, She-Hulk failed to provide Twitter armor for Wong this time around. Unfortunately, the Sopranos debate disproved Tatiana Maslany's Jennifer Walters' assertion that Wong's participation in Is This Not Real Magic would provide show Twitter armor for a week. Wong has quickly risen to become one of the MCU's most well-liked characters, and Marvel fans are still genuinely smitten with him. This has resulted in an enlarged position in the current MCU chapter, affectionately known by fans as Phase Wong. The current Sorcerer Supreme made his film debut in 2016's Doctor Strange, played by Benedict Wong. Since then, the persona has made appearances in 2 Disney Plus shows and 5 additional MCU movies. Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock/Daredevil, another hero who will feature in upcoming She-Hulk episodes, will make his first cameo in an MCU project since 2021's Spider-Man No Way Home. Before taking on the role again in No Way Home, Cox first played the titular criminal fighter in Netflix's Daredevil series from 2015 to 2018. She-Hulk will be the first of many MCU appearances that Marvel Studios has in store for Daredevil. In addition to She-Hulk, the Man Without Fear is expected to make appearances in the animated series Spider-Man Freshman Year, the Hawkeye spin-off series Echo, and the upcoming film Daredevil Born Again, which will bring him back together with his Daredevil co-star Vincent D'Onofrio. In other related news, we're actually happy that She-Hulk poked fun at Hulk's controversial recasting in the show. She-Hulk once again casts a spotlight on one of the MCU's early, almost forgotten movies with the return of Tim Roth's Abomination. Of course, we're referring to The Incredible Hulk, which was only Marvel's second appearance in this constantly expanding universe. There have been some prior allusions, like William Hurt's return in Captain America Civil War as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, while Tim Roth himself made a brief appearance in Shang-Chi. Other crucial components like Betty Ross and that cliffhanger are still noticeably missing 14 years and 27 films later. That's in part due to the lack of a subsequent Hulk solo film where he could thoroughly explore all of that. That one can be attributed to those annoying legal rights difficulties. The second episode of She-Hulk eventually addresses this other embarrassing aspect of the Hulk's earlier movie with a knowing wink to the camera, but this time, it's not Jen who breaks the fourth wall, it's Bruce. He-Hulk tells She-Hulk over the phone that he and the Abomination have patched things up, with haiku no less. "I was a different person back then," he continues. It is real. When the two first fought, Hulk was actually a different character since Edward Norton was portraying him rather than Mark Ruffalo. Do you believe we're interpreting this too broadly? The word literally is then added by the Hulk to emphasize that this is actually a playful reference to one of Marvel's most contentious chapters. But why did Edward Norton get replaced by Mark Ruffalo in the first place? In 2012's Avengers movie, Mark Ruffalo had a big premiere as the Hulk, but what happened to Edward Norton's take on the character? Why did he not turn green and rip his shorts again on screen? The Incredible Hulk's $265 million global box office haul pales in comparison to the other, more recent MCU movies. Still, that wasn't enough to justify recasting in any way. Instead, rumors around the production itself say that there were disagreements over the final edit and script changes between Norton and director Louis Leterrier. Following The Incredible Hulk, Bruce would be recast according to Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, who disclosed this in an official statement to HitFix in July 2010. Our decision is definitely not one based on monetary factors, but instead rooted in the need for an actor who embodies the creativity and collaborative spirit of our other talented cast members. He continued, "The Avengers demands players who thrive working as a part of an ensemble, as evidenced by Robert, Chris H., Chris E., Sam, Scarlett, and all of our talented casts. We're looking to announce a name actor who fulfills these requirements, and is passionate about the iconic role in the coming weeks." Norton's team claimed that Marvel's decision to recast just seemed to be a financial decision until Feige's statement was made public, that is. In an open letter to HitFix, Norton's agent swiftly reacted, calling it offensive, misleading, and an inappropriate attempt to paint our client in a negative light, adding that while many fans have expressed their public disappointment with the outcome, this is no justification for Feige's snide, accusatory remarks. At the end of the day, we're just glad that things worked out and Edward Norton doesn't have any bad blood with MCU's Kevin Feige. With that, we're wrapping up today's video about She-Hulk. How are you liking the series so far? Let us know in the comments section below. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on for more videos like these. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.